Well, it's a good thing we got off to the fast start we did, especially against some of the better teams in the league. Winning the first 5 of our 6 games has really helped us lay claim to a mid-table position. However, our form lately has, put that claim in doubt. We haven't been doing nearly as well as I would have liked. As a matter of fact, I think the level of competition is catching up to us. Today, though, if we do well, we should be able to secure mid-table finish. My name's FM19, and this is the Return of Gloria with FC Bastia, episode 27. Well, and this is where we are. After losing at Angers, we were home against Nancy, and we drew with them 1-1 thanks to a Rafael Almeida goal. We were then away at Brest, and they absolutely stomped us 2-0. I don't know how a 2-0 could be a stomping exactly, but they just, 17 shots, 11 on target, our 6-2. We were just not in the game. And the penalty kick in the 94th minute was just salt in the wound. And that's after one of their better players went out injured in the second minute. We could not put anything together. We then had our 7th round French Cup game against an amateur team, US Vignes. I played a mostly rotated side, and we just stomped them 6-1. Santini a brace of goals, Appin a goal, Valero a brace of goals, Mariano a goal. We were then home against Nimes, and we drew 1-1 thanks to Rafael Almeida goal. Then we were away at Concarneau, and we lost 2-1. And that is annoying because they are 17th in the league. And that leaves us currently in 8th place. In 17 games, we've won 7, drawn 4, lost 6, 26 goals, 4, 20 goals against. Our 26 goals are the 4th highest. Our 26 goals are 4th highest. Our 20 goals allowed are 11th best. We're 4th highest in the league in yellow cards. Frank is having a very good season with 9 goals. Frank Yellow has 5 assists, 9. Seeing Frank and getting them mixed up. But strength of schedule-wise, it's been interesting. And here's what I'm talking about. Now, I know I've highlighted this in previous videos before, but this is what I do before the season. And this tab here probably takes the most work out of any tabs just because of what's going on in the formatting you have to do behind the scenes to get it to work. Excel and Calc both have a hard time dealing with things like this where you have text and numbers in the same cell, and getting them sorted out and arranged is just annoying. At one point in time, I toyed with the idea of throwing in my cup games in here as well to kind of keep track of them, but that caused more problems than it solved. So what we have over here on the right side is League 2 this season, and where they came from, where they were relegated down, or where they were promoted up, and then also where they finished last season within the league. And you also have the projected finish by the pundits. So the top 3 teams that got relegated from League 1, I think they're going to finish near the top of the league. The middle 14 teams, that's kind of a split. I split them at 7. The top 7 are a little bit tougher than the bottom 7. The bottom 3 teams are the ones that got promoted up, and those should be fairly easy because I'm just as strong as they are, if not a little bit stronger. And I keep track of my wins away and home. I also have the schedule over here, and you'll notice it's color-coded to the strength of the team, I think, over here. And that reads off of this. Now, this is kind of cool in that if, for whatever reason, I thought Strasbourg wasn't nearly as strong as I thought they were, if I change that to a 2, you'll notice that changes to a green. So I also have the schedule broken up into how hard I think it's going to be, and I divide that into quarter seasons. With 38 games, you get 2 10s and 2 9s. So I got a 10 and 9, a 10 and 9, and that's just based off what I think, how strong the teams are, and just totaling those up. So as you can see, the first 10 games, the strength of the teams was 17 points. So we needed to, I think, equal at least 17 points to do well. We got 19 because we had some very good results against the teams at the top of the league. If I scroll back over to the right here real quick, you can see we beat Strasbourg and Reims both away, which is really interesting because we're not that good away this year. You'll notice we've only won, we've won 4 games away, but we've lost 3. All of our draws have been at home, which is interesting, but considering the quality of the teams we're playing, that makes sense. I got it set up to where, if I enter in a result here, just by the letter, It'll populate the points. I've got a running points total and then the points needed. And all I did with the points needed, let me go back and fix this real quick before it screws me up the rest of the way, is there's 38 games played in League 2. The past 10 years, historically speaking, you needed 43 points to avoid relegation. You add 1 to that, you get 44 points. You take 44, divide it by 33, you get 1.16 points. And that's how many points you need per game in order to stay ahead of the relegation zone. And what I have going on here, this is just a sum total of 1.16 added up. I've got a running points total here. As long as my points total is more than the points needed, I'm in the green. If it's less, I'm in the red. So as an example, if for whatever reason we go on a huge losing streak here, I lose this game, and I lose this game, then for whatever reason, if I win this game, it's going to put me back at 28 points and just above the points I need. So that's going to turn green. I think that's pretty cool. It's a really easy way for me to look at and see where I am. I do spend an inordinate amount of time on this sheet, it seems, just to kind of gauge the strength of my opponents and seeing how well they're doing. Now, this is all preseason. At the end of the season, I'll go in and add a column and put in where they actually finished to see where I was in terms of my guess and where the opponents were in terms of their guess as well. This here is just days between matches. This will come in more handy when I figure out a way to incorporate all the cup games and stuff we play into the season without screwing up the formatting or anything like that. I had it in there at one point in time, but getting the formulas to work while ignoring them was just annoying as heck. I took them out because it was that much easier. So, you know what? Let me fix this real quick. And that's where we are with that. Today we're playing Red Star FC. We already played them once this year in the Kudu League first round, and we beat them on penalty kicks. And they are currently in 9th place on 22 points. If we win, that puts us 6 points ahead of them and kind of opens the gap. As you can see, there's a definite drop-off between 8th and 9th points, and that's mostly in the goals allowed. The teams all behind us are all in the negative goal differential. So if we beat them today, we put a grip on a mid-table finish that much tighter. I know I told the board and the guys that we'd be fighting relegation, but I think going forward, if I can under-promise and over-deliver, we'll be doing ourselves well, especially when it comes times for transfer budgets and things like that. So, I'm going to set the best 11 and the reserves, and we're going to come back against our match at Red Star in just a bit. Well, this is the team we're playing today. We played Concarneau 3 days ago, so it's a slightly rotated side. Adriani in goal, Kamara, Almeida, Mariano, and Sasha as the defensive back four, Roncaglia as the defensive midfielder behind Parent, Diallo, Knezovic, and Bezecourt up top as the attacking midfielders, and Frank as the striker. We're also reaching that point in the season where I've got a lot of players who are getting close to the 3 yellow cards in 10 matches rule that the French Football Federation has. So, luckily this year, I think I have the depth to cover with it. The last couple of years, we've gotten lucky with some of the youngsters we've brought on and the performances we've had. I don't want to keep relying on luck. Corner kick for Red Star, Diallo to Duodwezi, knocked away. Throw in for Red Star to Diallo. The Kamara, back to Cody. Little Paul. Dennis, though he bounces it off, one of our players, Frank, taps it over to Diallo. Back up towards Frank, who does get there. He runs out, crosses it in, but it's knocked away. Can Sasha run it down? He can. He taps it up to Kamara, who tries taking a shot, but that was odd. Roncaglia to Knezovic, and he scores from right at the top of the box. That was nice. Got the ball, turned around, and shoved it near post. I don't know what Kamara was thinking there. It was a nice strike. Throw in. Sasha to Knezovic. Up to Frank. He's got help. Diallo. And he scores as well. That was nice. Oh, passed it right behind the defender. That was good. That was well done. He was on sides. It's been happening quite a bit lately. Corner kick in for Red Star. Duodwezi heads it right towards Adriani. Nice catch by the keeper. He rolls it out to Roncaglia. Sends it up to Bezecourt. Out to Sasha. Crosses it to Knezovic. Long pass, but Cody was there. Diallo played off and got the header back. Diallo's got help, but no, he's dispossessed by Kamara. He should have passed it. Duodwezi at the top of the box. Out to Lepusan on the left. He crosses it in. Paul is there. Chests it down and taps it in, no problem. Right before the half. That's Diallo's youth coming into play there. He, a little bit more... Okay, I thought he chested it down. Instead, he slid the tackle in somehow and managed to get that. But a few more years' experience. What is with all the offsides replays lately? A few more years' experience, and Diallo won't be making those sorts of mistakes. I can kind of sort of forgive him because he scored the really nice goal, but only kind of sort of. Almeida up to Diallo. Centers it to Knezovic. Out to Kamara on the left. Crosses it in. Bezecourt. Knocked down, but Sasha's there. To Roncaglia. Back out to Sasha. Slots it to Parent, who scores from just outside the top of the box. Wow. That was nice. Roncaglia hit it through 3 players, and Parent just came up and hit it just right. The ball crossed in front of him as he was cocking his left leg. And it wasn't exactly a cannon of a goal, but that was well struck. Coming up on halftime, Knezovic to Diallo. Back to Knezovic. To Kamara. Back to Knezovic to Parent. Out to Kamara alone on the left. He crosses it in, knocked away. Roncaglia is there. I think all 3 of our goals have come from outside the box. I can't believe they're just letting my players run free like that out on the wings. I mean, they're not man-marking, obviously, if Kamara is getting that free. Coming up on halftime, that was a great first-half performance. 8 shots, 7 on target. Only the one clear-cut chance, though. That's interesting, I guess. Are they not counting from shots outside the box? Knezovic, Diallo, Parent, Roncaglia, all with goals. Esteban Paul has Red Star on the board to ruin the clean sheet, but we're doing really well. Let's keep this up. Layson, long kick. Kamara somehow gets it, but he loses it. Almeida sends it up to Diallo, to Parent, back to Diallo, cuts inside, taps it back to Knezovic, out to Sasha on the right. Just not marking him. He crosses it in, but Red Star got in the way. Bezecourt, top of the box. He scores as well. Jeez. What is going on with this? I turned off early crosses, and I also don't have work into the box on it. This is how they responded? Bezecourt just cuts across the top and curls it in off the crossbar. So you got to take your chances when you get them. That's everybody except Frank on the attacking side with a goal so far. Come on, Frank, you're slacking. I think it's interesting. It says Sasha has 5 mistakes, but he's got an 8-4, the best on the defense. That said, we are going to make a couple of changes. Boris Bell is going to come on for Frank. Istria is going to come on for Bezecourt. We're going to save the last one here, see who gets tired first. Throw in Kamara to Knezovic, to Diallo. He brings it up. Passes it up towards Boris Bell. Knocked away, but Diallo gets it back. Knezovic to Istria. Back out to Kamara. Look at how open he is. Kamara crosses it in. Boris Bell, no, Mendy had it. Boris Bell has it. Now it's knocked out of bounds. They're just letting my wingers run, my wingbacks run free. Parent, Roncaglia. Top of the box. He tries crossing it to Sasha. It's knocked away. Beaufrere has it for Red Star. He passes it up in space. Can Paul get there? He can. Crosses wide, but Adriani plays it well. Stays on his line and sends it out of bounds for the Red Star corner. Sal sends it in. Knocked away by Parent. Salam has it top of the box. Back out to Sal on the left. He sends it in, but it's knocked away by Mariano right to Delmas, though. To Guajoda, back to Delmas, back to Guajoda to Kamara. Well, Kamara sends it in. Sasha knocks it away, but goes right to Sal. Sasha has it now, up to Istria. Long cross towards Boris Bell, knocked down, and that is the highlight. That was some great defense. Well, Delmas with a penalty kick from just outside the box, hits Adriani and goes in. That was well struck. Curled it near post, got the bounce and off Adriani and in. Now kickoff highlight, Boris Bell, Knezovic, back to Mariano, to Sasha. Long pass was Boris Bell, who never stopped running, and he totally, wow. That ball looked like it went through the keeper. Let's see what happened in the 3D here. Nice long pass by Sasha. And Boris Bell just totally wrong foots the Red Star keeper. Coming up on the end of the game, Sasha with the throw-in, Knezovic taps it over to Istria, and that is it. Okay, I was not expecting a victory like this, but I will certainly take it. Wow, 13 shots, 10 on target, only 2 clear-cut chances. The Red Star had 18 and 9. So we were both on the attack, but our defense was way, way better than their offense, that's for sure. Check the plate out here and then figure out where we're going to come back. Comfortable win. That is very, very true. 26th, 29th, 43rd, 47th, 48th, and 87th minute goals. That was well done. Do the press conference here in a bit. Knezovic, absolutely fabulous game. He has been a fantastic pickup on a free, no less. I don't know what it is about this save. I'm getting quite lucky with some of the players I've been picking up. I would have killed for at least one youth intake, just like the one I had in terms of the potential star quality at Palace. It was just... And then we'll come back for the press conference here in just a bit. What are we going to come back for next? I know I talked about this. Yeah, you know what? We're going to come back for Auxerre. It's going to be near the end of the January transfer window. They're currently in first place. They're a strong team. They'll probably go back up. They might come back down again, too. Who knows? But in between then, we've got our French Cup 8th round game against another amateur team. So that's what we're going to do. A couple games on TV, and money's rolling in. We're doing well budget-wise. We're not losing as much as we have in the past. That is for sure. We are getting close on the payroll, though. Only 350,000 euros left. And there are going to be a couple players moving out. I don't know exactly what the heck is going on. Let me bring this up here real quick. So I brought on Bezkovic last year as depth. And he is literally on a part-time contract, first team. And he has been getting playing time. 6 games, 1 appearance, plus 1 game and 3 off the bench on the reserve squad. So he's getting playing time. But he demanded first-team soccer ahead of Bezecourt, ahead of Diallo. It's like, no. And I said no, and he's unhappy. And he came in, and I was like, look, you're good. You're a great substitute. That's what I had plans for you, and that's how I've been using you. You've gotten some starts, but that's why I've been using you. And even when I have used you, you haven't been all that great. I mean, he's on a 6.64, and he'll be moving on. Bezecourt might be moving on as well. Santini, I'm going to try and move. Maybe some of the youth players, get them out on loan. Pulling the under-19 squad here real quick. We are a team full of potential. I think if I go... Let me count these up real quick here. We got 25 players on the roster. First team reserve and under-19s that are 5-star potential or better at League 2. Which means some of these guys are going to be very, very good League 1 players. Frank Armagnac is a young defensive right back who can play the entire right side. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We also made one more signing. Tommaso Polo. My scout found him. 22 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Picked him up because of where he can play. He plays the entire right side really, really well. And he's also quite capable on the left as an inside forward and wide target man. Can also slide in as defensive left back in a pinch. If I'm really desperate, he can be a defensive midfielder and a center fielder. Comes in on a fairly hefty contract, 2,500 pounds a week. But it's a rotation contract, which I'm very happy with. And he's working himself into the team. He'll get more first-team playing time, especially as the match congestion gets greater as we go forward in the French Cup. Really good physicals, really good physicals, decent mentals, decent technicals. One of those players who doesn't excel in any one area, but he's not horrible in any one area either. The weakest part of his game is probably his marking, at least in terms of where he plays. But, I love having a guy on the bench that can play 3 or 4 positions if I need him to. I needed this guy 2 seasons ago when we were down in the National 3 or the National 2. Probably wouldn't have come to us by then, but he's solid. I don't know how long he'll be here. He had 5 or 6 teams looking at him when I brought him in on trial. So, we'll have to see what happens. We've also turned down 4 job offers from teams at the lower level of League 1, but I'm not leaving Bastia. Are you kidding me? We're doing really well. I think with that win, we've gone a long way to securing a mid-table finish. Brest is a point behind us at 27 points, but Valenciennes is 4 points behind. Tours is 6 points behind. And the difference between the teams at 10th and 11th place, or the difference between the teams at 9th and 10th place, you can tell with the goal differential. Auxerre is having a very good season. Lorient is right behind him, a point away. So it's going to be interesting. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer as fast as I can. My name's FM19. I thank you for watching the Ritornu Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 27.